I was at gate C17 when the text came in. Mom's new husband is moving in. We packed your stuff in trash bags and put them on the curb. Don't come home. No punctuation, no hesitation. I stared at the screen until my boarding group was called. Replied with one word. Copy. Slid the phone back in my coat. Didn't blink, didn't breathe. I walked onto the plane, window seat, aisle empty. No one sat next to me. 43 minutes into the flight, I opened my laptop. No hesitation, just muscle memory. One encrypted email, a single line of instruction. Then I shut it, ordered black coffee, and watched the clouds slide below me like ghosts in retreat. 48 hours later, I had 15 missed calls. One of them was from a federal marshal. It wasn't the trash bags. It wasn't the man I hadn't met. It wasn't even that my son called him Dad by accident 6 months ago at a school assembly and pretended not to notice. It was the orchestration, the choreography of betrayal, the silence, the planning, the certainty that I wouldn't fight back. They'd built a new life inside my old one, quietly, room by room. He was a contractor, that's what she said. Good with his hands. I watched her say it at dinner once, across the table, her voice soft and glazed, like she'd already forgotten I was there. I remember chewing slowly, swallowing everything, even my own rage, because I wanted to see how far she'd go before she snapped her own spine in the lie. Turns out, she'd go all the way to the curb. I stayed in a rented apartment, paid cash, no address forwarding. I let them think I was gone. The neighbor across from our old house was a chatty widow who believed I was on assignment overseas. She sent me ring footage every day. I watched him carry my daughter's art off the fridge, put it in a storage bin, labeled it Donate. My son? He watched through the window and didn't blink. I checked her accounts next. Passwords hadn't changed. She was arrogant that way, confident I was too broken to look. I wasn't. I saw dinner reservations, Airbnb receipts, one-way tickets to Belize from 2 years ago, photos of him in our backyard, 6 months before we separated. He'd been there before. I'd just missed the signs. I watched every video she deleted from her shared drive. She didn't even password protect the album marked June. It was her birthday month. The report came in on a Tuesday, encrypted file, verified by the DoD. The man in the house wasn't just a contractor. He was a defense intelligence asset with sealed indictments in 3 states. He used alias identities, married for green cards, bought houses, sold them under straw names. He had done this before, a dozen times, always with women like her. She'd helped him launder money through her small business. She didn't know it, not yet, but the accounts were already flagged. I printed the report, black ink, no staples, just paper and silence. Then I drove, parked 2 blocks away, walked the rest, knocked once. She opened the door in a robe that used to be mine. "Where have you been?" she asked, voice low. I handed her the file, watched her face collapse in stages. Confusion, recognition, horror. She clutched the doorframe to steady herself. Said nothing. Neither did I. He came home 20 minutes later. I was still in the driveway. He froze when he saw me. Car door half open, keys still in his hand. I smiled once. Not wide. Just enough to let him know I knew everything. She stumbled out behind me, holding the folder like it was radioactive. He asked me one thing. "Where'd you get this?" I didn't answer. Didn't need to. The black SUVs turned the corner seconds later. Federal marshals, unmarked. They moved fast. He ran. She screamed. I stood in the driveway, still holding my coffee, and watched her world fall in on itself. Quietly, efficiently, just like she'd planned mine. My son called me 2 days later. Said he didn't know. Said he didn't mean the trash bags. I told him it didn't matter, because it didn't. He'll understand one day. when trust is currency and silence is war. I moved to a new city. No name on the mailbox, no framed photos on the wall, just one line of ink on a single piece of paper pinned above the sink. Copy. I don't reply to messages anymore. I just watch, wait, and when the time comes, I answer.